What is up, everybody? Today we're talking Rihanna and Copwatch. All that and more on Black Hollywood Lives this week.
You are tuned in to Black Hollywood Live this week.
What is up, everybody? Welcome to Black Hollywood Lives this week. We got our Destiny's Child, Say My Name, jumping off in here. We also have Courtney Stewart jumping off in here with her little overalls going on.
What's up, y'all?
We got DJ Jesse J.
What's up?
And did I say my name already? I don't even remember.
Say my name.
Derrial, Christon.
Say your name.
Saying
Say
my
your
name
name.
right
Say your
now.
name.
Saying my name. Well, we're happy to be here. We got a lot of good topics. And why did we play Destiny's Child, Say My Name today?
He said we
felt
need
like
a song, and it just was, I was humming.
That's what you were
On the
just
top of
feeling?
your
You
head.
just feeling
It
out the
was
top
like,
of your head?
yeah. And you feel like doing the squat when they go at the breakdown.
Oh,
See, I
yeah.
do that
Oh,
way.
yeah. With the colors.
Which is weird because I don't know why, because that's been in my head too. Because all this old Destiny's Child is like popping up on my social media feeds constantly in the last like few days, and I don't know why. Like the Michelle video when they on TRL and she collapses or she falls and everybody looking at her like, yeah.
And Beyonce kept
I don't
it
know
moving.
why.
See, but I thought you were saying Michelle's song, When Jesus Say Yes. No? Okay.
No.
I like that one. Go ahead. I support your music, Michelle.
Can y'all believe we're about to enter October, though? I mean, you know it's my favorite month because it's Halloween.
We're not at the end of October.
I said we're about to enter October.
We're
Yeah, if I'm saying it's the end of October, then I don't know what I did the last month.
Let me get that cup.
It's kind of crazy.
But I'm
seems
excited
like it
because
was
it's
just
Halloween. I
Labor
got to think
Day.
of something to do. I'm thinking some Game of Thrones kind of theme this year. I'm going to a Game of Thrones Halloween party, but I got to
That's
figure out who I
intense.
want to be. I know it's a lot to go into that, right?
Yeah,
Thrones
because
is
it's
a
like,
lot.
it's like you have to get like metal plates and things.
Right,
Like, you need
wigs
to
and
really-
contacts.
You have to
and-
do it for real.
Yeah, you gotta do it. You can't be whack. Can't be whack.
There's no like halfway doing Game of Thrones costume.
No, yeah.
Because like if I want to be a cat, I can just put some ears on and wear black.
Right.
But like Game
Right.
of Thrones,
I'm
you
a
gotta
cat. Meow.
There you go.
Meow.
That's actually. Sorry, that just got me thinking about Mean Girls. And there's a really funny commercial about a girl in a cat costume, and her dad is like looking at. He's like, I thought you was gonna be a cat. She was like, yeah, sexy cat, and she walks away, and the dad is like stressed out
I mean, that was
because it
stressing me
literally
out.
was a piece of lingerie that she threw in the washing machine.
How old was she?
She's like a teenager, but she like threw her costume. It literally looked like panties, and she just threw it because it's a commercial for the washing machine. She throws it in the washing machine for like small loads or whatever, and the dad was like, I thought your Halloween costume was a cat. She was like, it is. It's a sexy cat. And she just walks away, and he's like, what the fuck? Like he doesn't know what to do.
Oh,
It's
that's
the
funny.
funniest thing ever.
That's funny.
But anyway.
Well, what's it called? We got I didn't. Bae came home and had a mat, a Halloween mat, a welcome mat.
At your
Oh.
apartment?
Every time you walk
Oh, that's
over
all
it,
decorative.
but every time you walk over it,
It makes it sound. See, I need that in
He's
my life.
one of those like people that decorates for the holidays and stuff.
That's
yeah,
great.
and I
I
love
love
it. But I'm like that
That's so
one
cute.
where we don't have control. Like there's two things. So now if I ever know someone ever sneaking up on the door,
You know they
You
too
know what they're doing,
close.
right.
They
but
stepping on
two, when I take the dogs out first thing in the morning or late
they
at
probably
scared of
freak out,
dogs.
yeah.
And you got a horse.
it don't scare the
It
dogs.
doesn't scare 'em.
I'm saying like it goes off and it echoes down the hallway.
Oh, you know.
Wait, you got another dog?
Yeah, Great Dane, honey.
Boo
Wow.
has a Great Dane. I call
Wow.
it a baby horse.
It is a baby horse.
He's a baby horse. His name is Vegas. He's awesome. But that dog is a horse.
Okay.
Pony rides.
I do. Me and Rex
right.
be on top like. Crum, crum.
Okay.
But that's fine.
I didn't know that.
Let's
I got to meet this Great Dane. I don't know.
You got to get into it. All right, so let's get into this, though. So everyone's been taking these kneels at the NFL and whatnot, but Miss Jordin Sparks, she sang the national anthem on Monday. I don't know what the teams were, but I know it was like Dallas and Arizona or something, so whatever. The Dallas Cowboys and Arizona is what? Yep.
Diamondbacks.
No,
is
I
that
know.
baseball?
Wait, what are you asking?
That's probably baseball.
You're asking what Dallas Cowboys are?
I know who the Dallas Cowboys
Dallas
are.
is Cowboys. What
Who's
are the
Arizona's
Arizona?
football team?
I was about to say Cardinals because I'm thinking.
Isn't it
baseball.
Cardinals? Is it Cardinals?
No, that's baseball.
No, that's baseball.
No, that's St. Louis for baseball.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, it's Cardinals.
I think it's
It
Cardinals.
is Cardinals. I think.
We
I
are.
could be
It's,
wrong.
it's kind of embarrassing
think
that
right
our
now.
entire show, none of us has a clue about anything sports related.
I don't-
And
no,
that's
it's just
why we
football.
have
It's just- no,
BHL.
it's just NFL football. That's it. Like you asked me college.
That's
football,
not
'cause-
college. That's,
No, that's what I'm
oh,
saying.
you follow college.
See?
Got you. I used to follow college basketball.
Well, I don't. I just followed this story because Jordin Sparks was involved.
Anthony, give us the correct for.
Google that ish, man.
What is it, Anthony?
Arizona. Hey, the Diamondbacks are a team. I just think it's baseball.
Sure.
I bet it's the Cardinals.
Well,
I'm putting
anyways,
$5 on
Ms.
it.
Jordin Sparks did not take a knee for this one. That would be actually really weird if she sang the national anthem on her knee.
I think it would be amazing.
I do too, actually.
I actually thought it would have been super.
That's what I thought,
like,
too.
that would have been like, get it, girl.
Ooh, yeah.
That would have been like impressive as.
Actually, I think
It could have actually
it'd have been
really-
boss. Actually,
Could have went two ways.
She could have rolled over and that would have sucked. Because I would have. Like, I don't think I could sit on my knee and sing the whole
I have to get on
national
2 knees.
and not fall over.
But then it's like you're praying.
Well, some people wanted people to take 2 knees, but
True.
yeah. The single knee, though, I definitely would have rolled over. I couldn't have got through the whole song.
Right, because that's a long song.
It's a long song. And
then
you're
you
like
got-
emoting. Like, you're using a lot
maybe
of
you
breath.
could switch a knee in between. You know
Nah,
what I mean?
then
Like,
you
do
didn't
half-
trip
That's
on the
doing a lot of,
chord.
like-
that. That's a
that's
mess.
true. That's a lot. That's a lot of.
It would have
movement.
been all bad.
Because some people have a hard time just remembering the lyrics.
I mean, that's
That's
true.
true.
I would have forgot the lyrics.
So instead of the lyrics, Jordin Sparks decided to write on her hand Proverbs 31:8-9, which reads from the Bible, which reads, "Speak up for those who cannot speak for themselves, for the rights of all who are destitute. Speak up and judge fairly. Defend the rights of the poor and needy."
She wrote all that on her own?
Well, no, she just wrote the
oh,
proverb.
the proverb. I was like,
proverb,
man, she
okay.
wrote the whole thing?
But that's what it is. So, whoever took the time to Google that, that
Figured
was the
it out.
message that they figured, what I mean?
Okay.
Or if they just knew the Bible, which, some of these haters out here say they know the Bible, so they should have read it in a...
And what did you feel about her doing that?
I thought it was cute. I thought it was a subtle way, a very Jordin Sparks way to approach the situation. It's
Yeah.
very like a PC, like, I need the money to do this gig, and like I'm not gonna no. It's like a Chrisette Michelle thing, like, what I mean? It's like, oh girl, like you could have just said no, you could have sat out for it, but it's like, well, my career ain't really.
Yeah.
Right.
And then her father's also a part
He's
of
a
the
former
NFL,
NFL,
but so
yeah.
that makes it even more kind of like, well, I wonder what
I wonder what he
conversation her
said,
father
yeah.
had with
Yeah.
him. So, but I do like the fact that she did something.
She at least
you know what I mean?
acknowledged. Yeah.
Acknowledged
I
it.
guess.
And it has been kind of going around and circulating, so it is getting some sort of attention. So I appreciate that.
I mean, I was really surprised that Jerry Jones, the football
Yeah.
coach for Dallas Cowboys, he was a big Trump supporter. He gave $1 million to, I believe, to Trump's campaign, and he bent the knee. Or take the, see, that's
the
the Game
knee.
of Thrones in my head right
Bent
now.
the knee.
Took the knee, take the knee, and he, has spoken against being kind of, a Trump supporter in recent weeks, and I found that really surprising because of the fact that he was such a stronger supporter early on. But he says he supports his team, and obviously a lot of his players are African American, and he doesn't believe necessarily now in what some of the things that Trump has said. So I was like, that's interesting. And Jesse Williams. He, he said the whole thing about what is the national anthem is a scam.
Well, duh.
I mean,
we already know that.
I was like, Jesse don't play. Jesse's just like, he just wants everybody.
It's a scam.
He's put it out
It's a scam
there.
that the NFL does it at all anyway, but that's another story. So whatever.
Well, speaking of another scam story, rapper B.o.B is out here scamming some of y'all. So I don't know if you guys remember this, but like a year or 2 years ago, B.o.B went ham telling the world that he truly believes that the earth is flat. And he went against astronauts and NASA and created disc records proving that we're all being finagled to think that the earth is actually indeed round. So this week, B.o.B decided to create a GoFundMe account to prove that the earth is flat. He wants to raise $1 million so that he can get multiple satellites up in the air so that he can see. He's looking for the curve. That's what he basically says. He posted a picture on Instagram showing these two cities saying, look, they're 16 miles apart and there's no curve. And I'm like, sir, whatever you're smoking.
Mental illness is scary.
Well, I was going to say, he had his issues, a couple years ago.
I didn't even realize he had issues a couple years
Did he
ago.
have
No, it was Kid Cudi.
Oh, you're right. See, I'm mixing it.
But I mean,
Yeah.
what I mean?
But
At least
that
Kid
to me
Cudi
is-
recognized them and
You're
went
right.
in.
You're right.
You're B.o.B. Well, so here's the funny part is some people are like, this could be a scam because here's a one-hit wonder rap artist who, and that's what they said. I'm not saying that. I enjoy B.o.B.'s music. but they're saying, you know, he's not as successful, so he goes and does something crazy, and he gets a little media plug for it.
Yeah.
GoFundMe will allow him to keep any money. He doesn't have to hit his goal.
Maybe Bob just like needs rent.
You know what I'm saying?
So
I just find the GoFundMe thing so interesting. You can just make a GoFundMe about anything. I can just
Well-
like, you know what? I need to get 20 haircuts in 2017.
But as long as you're honest about it. But here's the thing. GoFundMe on September 26th at 7:10 Pacific Standard Time came out to say a hold on his fundraising will be placed until B.o.B provides more information. If he can't, the funds will be refunded. And basically they're saying that there's so much proof out there, extensive proof to go and show that the earth is indeed round. You can't just go around saying, I think the earth's flat. Why do you think that?
well, he just wants. Well, they probably just want proof like that. Where you gonna buy the satellites from? Like, cause you can spend it, even though you wrong as hell. Like if you really gonna put satellites up and try to prove this, like people can donate to that. Like that's a free country, but you have to actually prove that like you about to go get the satellites. You got some scientist or somebody that you talking to make this happen. Like we need some kind of evidence.
And I feel like it would cost
you.
way more than $1 million to put something in the universe, like in the outer space. Like NASA's gonna be like, hold on. You can't just put something floating around.
Yeah, the American government would be like, sorry, but nah.
Okay, so wait, I'm still back on this GoFundMe account. I'm sorry, just let me.
You
let me
can
just-
start one,
let-
'cause,
let me
like,
just have my
you
money.
Like Derrial trying to get free haircuts all week.
free haircuts.
Lou, we
You know what I'm
coming.
saying? But right,
Absolutely.
So wait, let me ask you about this. So okay, so first of all, say you have a goal, right? Your goal is $500, and you make $700. You get to just keep the rest of that money to do whatever you want to do. Does it have to go back to whatever you said your original GoFundMe account was for?
I mean, in the end, they can't prove
Yeah.
that you didn't. It's like Kickstarter. Like, you're going to make a movie. Like, you make all this stuff. Like, you give
You
them
going
their
out to
percentage.
dinner
They
might be
give
a
you the
part of making
cash.
that movie.
You know, like, they're not following up to make sure that
So that's what I was wondering. Is there a follow-up?
Look at Derrial.
No.
Look.
Y'all, Derrial about to be scamming.
Right.
So if y'all see a GoFundMe for Derrial, you might want to ignore that. You might want to ignore that.
If it says something about getting a haircut. No, I'm just playing. And then, okay, my other thing is, how do they monitor if you really are using it towards what you said you were using it towards? I
don't think they monitor what
There's like guidelines as far as
afterwards.
like so what
once
she's
they've
saying.
like let it put it up and allowing people to donate, and then they
It's just
cash
out
you
there.
out.
It's in
Once
the
it's
universe.
cashed out, it's cashed out.
Okay, all right.
Cash me outside.
Cash me outside. How about that? That girl need to go on somewhere. She got a job.
A job. She got 2 music videos out there that people are jamming to.
She got 2 music videos.
Girl,
Like rapping?
Yep.
That's why we about to move on and talk about something else. Cause
You didn't hear they're actually
tragic.
thinking about putting her for the Super Bowl.
I know
You
you're
playing.
playing. I was like,
I was like, hold up,
Wait,
no.
I was like, nah, he just
No.
playing. He not really.
Because I heard
serious.
Justin Timberlake in that whole conversation.
I won't be watching. Super
You won't be
Bowl.
watching it?
They
I'm
gonna
still
pull
mad at him,
Justin.
man.
No,
I'm
they
still mad
have
at
that.
him.
Like, that's for real out there right now. They were
stupid.
reporting on that today
Racism
on
at its finest,
everywhere.
honey.
I'm still mad at
Bring
Justin Timberlake
Janedy
from
back.
Janet Jackson.
But shout out to
And Janet on tour.
Yeah,
actually,
but see, that's what
now,
they
I wouldn't
said.
be mad if they did them together again. That would
Yep.
be dope.
but I want it to be a surprise. I want us to all be angry thinking that Justin is going to be the only one up there, and I want Janet to like fly in on a helicopter and like slide down in the show with a titty out and just be like, yeah, I'm
No,
back.
I'd rather her just like pull his shirt or something different. You know what I mean? Where it's not gonna be fines and all
She
that
pulls
stuff.
his jock strap off.
That's not allowed. Dicks are definitely not allowed.
That sounds like a lot of fines.
You think they
A
get
titty
upset?
okay,
titties can go. They can do all right
and
with
the
titties.
titty wasn't okay.
But a dick.
A titty,
But
On
a
NBC.
a titty costs 6
You know,
figures for fees. So
it's a
titty
fee,
ain't
but
that
you know,
great.
a titty is 6 figures. They ain't even got no estimate for a dick. Like if a dick is out,
It's a
like,
billion.
it's over. It's gonna be a full blackout.
Super Bowl will be shut down
Super Bowl
forever.
blackout.
No more performances during Super Bowl.
So one titty's six figures. What's 2 titties?
That
Double
might be.
I don't know.
That's 7
Are they gonna
figures.
double the price?
Yeah, double the price.
Seriously?
I think it's a low 6 figure for a titty.
So like $1 million a titty. No, that's 7 figures.
Yeah.
So 6 figures.
I'm thinking like it's 500,000, 600,000 per titty.
So then they'd be like, oh, you showed 2 titties. So
it's
you
$1
gotta
million.
give us $1 million.
Yeah.
This is $1 million.
That's a
Oh
lot.
yeah.
For 2 titties.
A dick,
But it wasn't
a dick
even
is
a
definitely
titty.
$5 million.
It was like a titty, but not, because it was covered.
It still was covered in like a lace or
You
whatever.
couldn't see she had a
whatever
nipple cover
little
thing
nipple
on.
Yeah, but
cover
NBC
thing.
was
With
like,
a
look, this
tassel.
isn't the VMAs. Leave that for Little Kim and the purple pasty. Like, that's, you know what I mean? Like,
But that was also, what, 16 years ago?
Yeah.
That was like
That was that long
2001?
ago?
Like, I just was like
Yeah.
eating
Or
popcorn
maybe
and
4.
nacho
I don't
chips.
know.
with
might
my
have
It
been
was the
around-
early
yeah, it was like
2000s.
4.
So like now we've evolved and we're like just,
Yeah, we
you know,
accept
we're all
that.
nasty hoes at this point. So like titties
I mean,
are titties.
what's
you
a
know?
titty?
I
What's a
mean,
titty?
Commercials got a titty.
What's gonorrhea?
I mean,
at this
you know, they be
stage.
having sex at like 9 o'clock on TV shows now. You be
9. Try 7:30. Try the reruns.
I'm like,
For real, you
geez.
wake
That's
up.
the
Remember
early
back in the
afternoon.
day, like none of the like scandalous stuff would come on before 10 o'clock, and definitely not on broadcast. I remember when Scandal was out and they had sex in the
Except
like, a
the
room
stories
in that first
during the day.
season. We were like, oh my god, because Kerry Washington like literally was in like panties and a lacy bra, and I was like, it's only 9 o'clock on ABC. Oh
You used
my
to be able to
God,
see like the
world
top
has
of the guy's butt
changed.
crack, and now they put the whole butt in there, and you just like, wow.
You don't. I mean, but here's the thing: you don't even notice it. Like I'm so jaded, I don't even have time to notice
That's
it.
part of the problem. We jade about sex and violence. That's why we just like accept that shit like it's normal.
right.
I
That's
notice
so
it
weird.
because it's like my parents were so
I mean, I notice
adamant
it all the time.
about
I'd be like, oh my god, that's
it
a
doesn't
movie.
bother me at this point anymore, but it's like I still notice it. Like it's just like it always is just like a little like, ooh.
When American Horror Story, she got humped by that cow. I was like,
Well, yeah,
and that's on
yeah.
cable, and I still
That's
was
okay.
like,
yeah.
we doing
At least
this
that
on
was 10
TV?
o'clock though. At least that's at 10
But
o'clock.
we still doing this on TV? Like, this is next level. Okay, anyway, I'm going to talk about something else. We're going to talk about Danielle Brooks, whom we love from Orange is the New Black. She's actually been on, making the rounds this week or last week or week and a half because she's got a new fashion line out. But she's also talking about how she's changed her life into becoming a vegan because she's trying to learn how to eat to live instead of living to eat. So she's been a vegan for like the last 3 months. She was on The Chew talking about how veganism is changing her life, and obviously she's lost quite a few pounds at this point, but she still has a beautiful line that's coming out called, it's a 3-piece collection with Universal Standard called the Tria Collection, and basically she designed like 3 major pieces that she felt like curvy girls can't really get or find anywhere that she gets frustrated trying to find. So the 3 pieces that she found or that she designed were the perfect pair of overalls, hence I'm wearing overalls today. Next, she has an off-the-shoulder sweater dress that we all are hype about for fall because like everybody's wearing their shoulders out still, and like a sweater dress for a curvy girl that also can convert into like a hoodie because you can pull the shoulders up and like use it like a hoodie, and it's a sweater dress and it's amazing. And then she looks at Solange and she's like, Solange has all these super cool, because Solange is like fashionista of the like last probably like 4 years in terms of like people looking at her and like, yes, like what is she doing and what's happening? But curvy girls can't really find these like abstract sort of, often, unisexual sort of looking outfits that
Really?
Solange comes up with. It's hard to find like as a curvy girl. I'm not even that curvy and I can't find some of that stuff to like fit and still look cool. Well, she decided she was going to design a poplin dress a la Solange so that the curvy girls have that as an option too, and they can feel like they're fashion forward. Her pieces will be available this November, and you can go to universalstandard.net to check those out.
All right. That was a nice presentation there, Courtney.
Yeah, I
You
apparently
made me
got
want to go
all
look
like
at the pictures.
positive stories or something, or fashion and beauty stories this week because I guess Jesse was tired of hearing about Trump. And
I was.
politics.
I was like, and then you
Well, no, it's funny. That's the first thing Jesse said when I walked up that day. He was like, "We are not talking about Trump
I
today."
said we're having a fluff day, entertainment.
He even
and it's
made
best.
you even
fluff.
sort of took my take the knee story. You were like we're gonna keep it
Well,
entertainment
see, at
based.
first, because I didn't
Jordin
realize
Sparks.
Jordan was the take the knee story until I read it. So I was like, damn, Jesse, you just didn't want to talk about nothing this week but some lighthearted shit. So
Yeah,
it's all
positivity
good. It's
at
all
its
good.
best.
though.
Well,
It's all good.
my next story though is it's sort of lighthearted, but it's not lighthearted.
Well,
it
ain't your
is.
next
It's
story
sort-
yet, so.
Well, we
Okay,
ain't there
right.
yet, but before we go, do y'all eat to live or live to eat? Have y'all made it to that
Wait,
place?
what?
Do I eat to live or
Or
live to eat? I'm in between.
I'm in the
because-
middle. Yeah.
I'm in the middle too.
I'm in
So
the
I'm
middle.
wondering, like, because when I read it, because she's not the first person to say this, obviously. Actually, the first person I heard really say it out loud was Jada Pinkett Smith, but she also said she don't really like the taste of food, and I didn't really understand that because that don't work in my life. But
She doesn't like the taste of food.
she said she
no
does,
food.
in an interview. It was random. It was some random interview. She said she doesn't really like the taste of food, and she really
me
just
side-eye Jada. Jada's just side-eye.
eats food because it's fuel. And
I can go with her though. I honestly.
You don't like the taste of food. Come
Okay,
on.
no, not good foods. I like the taste of like Nutter Butters and like shit like that. Starburst.
You said Nutter
You said
Butters
Nutter
and Starburst?
Butters and Starbucks.
Starburst?
Star whatever. Yeah.
Yes.
You
You don't like hamburgers or you don't like chicken.
You don't get excited like to
That's
sit down
candy.
with some Thai food and be like,
Yeah, that's candy. That's not even food.
Once in
Thai
a blue
food,
moon, honestly, like
pizza.
Okay, well, pizza, yes. But honestly, the older I'm getting, like, no, like, I could be.
I don't even know
I'm
who
with
you are
Jada
right
in
now.
this. Like, I could
thought
honestly.
we were great friends.
I thought that I knew you. I don't even know
at
who's
all.
sitting to the left of me right now. Who are you?
No, you know what I mean? Like, once in a while, like, I'll be like, yes, you know what? I want, like, a good steak, some
But you're
mashed
Greek.
potatoes. Yeah, and I've eaten it all my life, but I'm like, on it with a side of Starburst. And with a little Nutter Butter, a biscotti on the side.
Don't get me wrong, I enjoy a Nutter Butter, but damn.
I'm only saying that because I literally ate, like, half a row.
Don't play. I can eat a whole Nutter Butter pack, especially the one.
No, like, it was like.
Don't play. They have
I ate an
milkshakes.
entire roll. Oh.
They have
It's like the way I used to eat
Nutter
those
Butter
wafers.
I know.
The little
I'm gonna get
cream
cussed
in the
out
middle.
when I get home too because I ate an entire row of them.
It
but that's fine.
happens. That's why I can't have animal cookies in my house.
But-
Animal cookies.
I would not be opposed to a food pill. Like if I could get all of the nutritions or shakes. I'm really into shakes.
No.
I am. I'm into shakes.
That's
Like,
taking-
God, are you kidding?
Are you kidding? Are you kidding me? Going to different
Food,
places all
going
over
to
the
dinners
world and
and
like going to places that have the most
cuisine
amazing
everywhere.
cuisine.
Like,
when are y'all
The
doing
flavor.
that?
Seafood.
I mean,
Yeah, if I'm gonna go to a cuisine place, bitch, that's like the mall, and you got like all these choices.
No,
like,
it's
what do I
not.
want?
Sorry, that's not the
Chinese,
mall.
No.
Italian.
No.
You know what? Where are you going?
I went to Boa Steakhouse 2 weeks ago and
Okay,
had the most
2 weeks
amazing.
ago.
I'm saying
Who
it was
took you there?
We're going to move
I
on
took
to
myself.
the story because now
Really?
they're fighting over snacks. And I just
All of
want
a sudden, we have Boa Steakhouse.
I'm just
coin.
saying. No, I'm talking about the flavor of the food.
Boa Steakhouse, but you don't get I get
got excited
excited
about
when
that.
I'm like,
Like maybe if I had Jada Pinkett Smith coin, I'd be excited about food because I'd be able to be like, no, I'm tired of fucking McDonald's. I'm tired of.
well,
know
you
what I
should
mean? All
definitely
that stuff.
stop eating.
Well, you don't even
all
eat
of that.
McDonald's like that
I
anymore.
mean, I
should
don't.
stop eating
but
all of
that's
it.
why. I'm
Okay.
over here eating Nutter
Because
Butters
you
and
wouldn't,
Starburst.
Well-
you wouldn't be fit if you was eating McDonald's all the time.
Obviously,
it's an illusion from the outside.
the end of the world. I would I like the taste of food.
I
all
love
the
it.
time.
And desserts.
And I'm not sure that
And
I'll ever get
champagne.
to the place. In fact, when we did that bullshit diet where we was
And
raw,
tequila.
we was
Sorry.
raw. The diet, the pills, the theory behind it is not
I
bullshit.
hated it.
But when I had to eat raw food,
I hated it.
and it was basically like eating baby food.
Yeah.
It's an amazing.
You know what it reminded me of? Remember Hook?
Yeah.
The
The movie
movie?
Hook,
Yeah.
where they ate the invisible, like, colorful food.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
what everything looks like
Yeah.
as a vegan. Like, the idea of it should be fun, but then when you put it in your mouth and you're like,
Yeah, but there's some good vegan restaurants.
But see,
though.
but they actually like go in and like try to
And you have to pay
recreate things
$60
that
a
you're
plate.
used to
I mean, it's
and like
expensive,
whatever.
yeah.
It is pricey. Whatever. In
All
the
right.
end, it's all great. Congratulations, girl. You're a vegan. You got a new line. I hope everybody buy it because you look real cute in the
She
picture. I don't know
did.
if we put the picture up,
Yeah.
but she looking real good right now. All right, somebody else that's looking real good and sitting real good and cashing in all of the checks is Miss Rihanna this week, y'all, because she released her beauty line and let the crowd go wild because that shit is sold out everywhere. Sephora can't keep it on the shelves. So she released her line called Fenty Beauty. It was 12 products that included a range of 40 foundation shades and 15 highlighter hues. And for the men at the table who have no idea what I'm talking about, the fact that there's 40 shades, for all of the brown girls, it was like, praise the Lord Jesus, somebody is trying to match us, because those of us that wear makeup and enjoy makeup struggle fairly frequently on trying to find a shade that matches our skin tone, whether you are a light-skinned black girl, a brown-skinned black girl, a dark-skinned black girl. It is very often that most beauty lines, even ones that claim to like have a range of colors, don't really have a range of colors for what people of color have in their skin. But Ms. Rihanna, she introduced her line. Apparently, most of the reviews, like even like random, Essence Do Day reviews, USA Today had a review, like New York Times had a review, like random bloggers on YouTube had reviews. My cousin had a review and I read hers because she's a makeup, like it's just everybody was really excited. I mean, and they gave some legitimate criticism. Like one of the reasons I personally probably won't do the foundation is because it apparently is very drying. So a lot of people are mixing it with oils, and if you have dry skin, as I do, it's not probably the best. But in terms of colors, most people were able to find their matches. A few people were not, but they were still able to mix, which is what we don't want to have to do, because that's what most of us have been doing forever, is finding two shades in some other line and then mixing it to make our proper shade. So anyway, that being said, this girl's still making bank because everybody buying it. She got everybody shook. She got everybody so shook that Makeup Forever, who has a line apparently that is similar in terms of their range of colors, posted on Instagram like, "This ain't nothing new." I will read y'all the exact quote, but apparently the picture won't load because we ain't got no Wi-Fi up in this part of the studio, so I can't read the actual quote from Instagram. But they basically posted on Instagram, Makeup Forever posted that they showed like their picture with their line of products, and that they have they basically said like 40 Shades ain't nothing new. We've been doing this since 2013, I think they said, and blah, blah, blah. Well, Miss Rihanna went onto Instagram and made her little comments because Rihanna has a clap back for days, y'all. And she said, yeah, but y'all still ashy. And for those of y'all that don't get that, black girls' biggest frustration with makeup, especially foundation, is that it makes us look ashy because they don't actually get the undertones for black women proper. They don't get it right.
Didn't know that.
So she said, but y'all still ashy. And then she did a second post that said shook with an emoji next to it because everybody shook. There was a whole article, I think it was on HuffPost maybe, I'm not sure, that said how the makeup world is so shook by how well the Fenty Beauty has done. And in addition to the reactions to everybody being excited / shook, there were also some people that we love and adore Rihanna also that was like confused as to why it was called Fenty Beauty because these hoes that claimed that they was a part of the Navy didn't even know that that was Rihanna's name. So Black Twitter went in and dragged all of them by the wig and threw them across the room. Which, if you got a few minutes, because you just got some time, just go on ahead and Google that and look at some of the reactions because it was really funny that like they were like, girl, you supposed to be her biggest fan, but you didn't know that was her last name. Where have you been? So they had some great reactions for that on Twitter that would be quite entertaining, and it made me laugh 2 days ago, and I was thrilled. So.
And it sounds like she is very hands-on with it, because I feel like a lot of times these products that they just put their name on it. They have a business meeting, and they're like, we're going to pay you this amount of money, and just show your face every once in a while. Sounds like she went in, you know, and
Rihanna is in it.
She's in
to win it, and she's been traveling all over the world promoting it. I think like 2 days ago she was in Madrid doing the release. Like, it's a big deal. This is like an international situation, and it is selling extremely well.
Good for her.
They got Kylie wondering, you know, is she gonna have to get some more lips? Like over
Kylie
here,
gonna be out here stealing.
You know, trying to get, you know. And for those of y'all that love the Rihanna Fenty Beauty, she's got a holiday collection that's coming out with eyeshadows, which is what I'm supremely thrilled about.
You like the eyeshadow game?
I'm super, because I don't necessarily know. I haven't gotten to go to Sephora yet to try the actual foundation, but when I was reading all the reviews and the problem with the drying, I was like, that's probably not going to work for me. But eyeshadows, I will be all over it.
Yeah, I see you real excited over there, so apparently that's the case.
I am pumped.
Gazumped. All right, is that all you got about Rihanna?
That's all I got about Rihanna. Danielle Brooks, buy some clothes, buy some makeup, y'all.
Boom.
Boom. All right, Rihanna, keep winning. Come in the studio. All right, we're going to move on to our EUR Web Story Spotlight of the Week.
Web Story Spotlight of the Week.
Have you guys heard about Copwatch?
Yes.
So if you haven't heard about this is something that will be coming out very soon in limited theatrical screenings across different cities and across the country. It is a documentary that goes behind the lens to profile the personal account and brotherhood of We Copwatch members who have filmed the fatal arrest of stories from like Eric Garner, Michael Brown, and also Freddie Gray. And it's directed by award-winning journalist Camilla Hall. And it was actually a really big hit at the Tribeca Film Festival in New York City earlier this year. And so it will be coming out on Amazon and iTunes and, like I mentioned, select theaters. I thought we had a little clip here.
They're having
Anthony, what about the original clip that I sent?
No, it's just technical.
Oh, it's just technical. Okay. All right. So, well, we won't be able to play that.
But Google it. It's super easy.
You can Google it. It's super easy.
YouTube it.
Copwatch.
So a lot of people have been talking about this because there are some people who have criticized it and said, like, you know, what is this about? Is this promoting violence again? You know, and all this. But the director, she mentioned the fact that the mission is to film police brutality as a non-violent form of protest and deterrent to police brutality. So I only saw the clip, which you guys can check out on Google or YouTube. I'm excited to see it. It really goes in on everything that's been going on the last couple of years, so you really get a firsthand experience on, you know, even the way the trailer starts of just showing, you know, Eric Garner. It's very intense, and I really wish and hope that everyone watches this because it's going to be something to go see. Sure. You know, while we have time to watch these silly movies, we need to be supporting this film 100%. So I want to throw that out there. But yeah, what do you guys think about this release? If you've seen, I know you probably saw the trailer.
I mean, it's one of those things, like, yes, I will definitely see it. When and how I see it is to be determined still, because
it's
anytime
heavy.
It's that material,
it's
like,
going to be heavy. Yeah. Right. You got to be in the right mind frame for it.
I think it's important, and I have anger inside of me, guys, so I have to guard it very well. So I have to monitor what I input and what I output. But yeah, I think it's a fantastic form of protest. in terms of performance art in general. Like, it's right there for us.
To put that perspective out there.
To put that perspective out there, and just when you see it on film, it moves people in a different way than necessarily like seeing it on the news and seeing it colored by the voices of the news, which tends to be slightly different than the narrative of a film. So I just think it's like art in its best place in terms of changing what society thinks and does and challenging things that we sort of accept and that kind of thing. So I appreciate that somebody's doing it, and I suggest everybody go see it.
I saw this really cool Instagram the other day. It was saying, and I'm probably messing it up a little bit, but basically the gist was, it was saying if you're complaining and tired of hearing about police brutality, think about the people who keep getting brutalized. And I was like, wow, that's deep, you know? I mean, and this is what I feel like this symbolizes, you know? I mean, we hear about these things, but I also feel that when we see it, it really puts it in perspective of how serious this is. I mean, we know how serious it is, but when you see it, and as emotional as it's gonna be to watch it, I think people who don't fully understand, these are the things that they can look at to maybe get a different perspective on how serious this problem really is.
But I also wonder, like, does it oversaturate us? Just like with anything else with violence in our culture, like, because there's been so many. Like, there's a post that is constantly circulating on Instagram about Colin Kaepernick took the knee because of, and then it's like the long list of everybody, or not everybody, but many of the like public stories that we know of people that were brutalized by police and how there was no conviction or no indictment for any of those police officers. So it's just weird because it's crazy, because I feel like the last like 3 or 4 years, it's sort of skyrocketed in terms of it being in our attention and being in our present of mind with the news and the different cases that have come up, but somehow we're still in an argument about whether or not it's actually happening. And I wonder if we're getting to a place where it just is going to continue to just numb people to it. And I don't want it to get to that place. And I would like to believe that you watch a film like this and you see it and you feel and and you're like, I can't believe this is still happening. But I almost feel like, especially the last like 3 years, there's been so many incidences right on top of the other, and so many I just knew for sure when that dude with Philando, who was shot in the car with his child, the child in the back seat, comforting his mom, that like nobody could take that video under any circumstances and just deny that something ain't right. And yet somehow we're still in a place that the fact that Colin Kaepernick was on a knee and that people now want to take a knee and they're still questioning, that's not what that's about, and blah, 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 blah. And I just can't, I don't know necessarily, and that's not to say like don't go see the movie or that the movie shouldn't exist, blah, 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 because I still think it's obviously super valuable, but I'm wondering, I'm just in that place of questioning, like, what is it really going to take for it to be something that we're like, damn, yeah, no, that's not cool. Something really gotta stop. And not just us, because, like, obviously, like, I get scared when the cops pull me over. Like, I have had those conversations. I worry about my black and brown men in my life constantly that, like, could possibly, like, my ex's brother just got pulled over and his wife posted how upset and what that situation was. So it's, like, something that happens all the time and I'm accustomed to, but the people that are still saying, like, I don't know, it's not that bad, like, blah, 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 or, like, we don't really need to do, because we're not really doing anything. And no offense, but Trump in office is not really going to change much, because Attorney General Jeff Sessions is not really on that team.
I mean, that's true.
What does it take to make, I don't know what it takes. And I'm worried that we're going to get to a place that it's kind of just common practice. Just like, I mean, look how long it took for people to realize, like, lynching was a bad thing that was happening, like, a lot.
Right, but my thing is with this though, this documentary isn't for us as people of color. I don't believe.
No, for sure.
This is for people who do not live this all the time to see this. They can
Totally agree.
They can look at YouTube, they can see a camera phone, but to sit and watch a documentary and hear narratives, but to sit and watch something like this, it puts it, to me, I feel like it puts it in a different perspective, and it makes a better. Hopefully, it will make it a better understanding of what African Americans, Latinos are going through and have gone through and continue to go through even in 2017. About
it's just getting them to watch it.
But that's the thing. Well, like, are they really going?
But by doing, here's the thing. My thing is, like, by giving it like that the praise at some of these festivals and making it more of a highlight. I feel like people pay more attention to that.
But I feel like those are the people that like even know what the Tribeca Film Festival is and like what that is being lauded as, like might already have an inkling to be woke to begin with. So reaching the other people, because it's just, I'm saying in perspective of having existed in the last 3 years. Like, I feel like those are the people that are looking at and like, oh, they are shocked. Like, oh no. So like, yes, it probably, maybe, will it move them to action? I don't really know. But I really feel like those people have already been kind of touched, more than likely. The people that are not so touched by it tend to be the people that I don't think would necessarily care or know or give a crap about whatever Tribeca Film Festival is.
Watch this. Like, it needs to be on TV.
It's probably not even accessible in wherever they are.
Once again, it says limited theater screenings in select cities.
And that generally means coastal cities.
That's like New York, LA, Chicago,
maybe
Toronto,
Chicago, Toronto.
And you got to go to a very specific theater.
Like, it's not like readily available.
Right.
Which
That's
is
true.
why that's why I was like, when the Facebook freaking live of Philando Castile being shot, like, if that probably reached more people than that movie will ever reach.
Right.
And the fact that there wasn't a massive, like, let's do something is just scary to me. And I don't know if we literally are just numb to the fact that this shit goes down, because people of color are borderline numb to it at this point, because it's like, we know it's going to go. That's why we have the talk.
I mean, that's
you know what I'm
true.
saying? Like, we know it's going to go down, and it's not ours to change. So I don't even know what I'm talking about at this point, but it's just.
I mean, I understand your perspective, though. The only thing I can hope is that, things like this will people who will look at this who don't really understand will get a better understanding, and that will ignite some type of, even if it's small, some type of change.
It's a goal. If one person changes or is changed by it, it was worth it.
Yeah, so we'll see. All right, our last story of the day, which is about film, sort of, and TV, all in that same realm. Mr. Marlon Wayans has been having a great year. He has this show on NBC called Marlon.
And it's funny.
It's funny.
Do y'all watch that?
It's a funny show.
Funny.
And they have a great cast.
It's a great cast.
It's a good cast, and they have good chemistry on that show. David Allen Greer is on there, and a variety of others.
Atkins plays his
Atkins,
wife, and she's back. It's
and it's real. It's about he's divorced.
He's divorced and co-parenting and trying to raise some kids. I don't know if it was just like limited for summer, and then it.
No, it's one of those things where they play a little bit of it and then they come back.
They'll come back. I think they had like I just don't know if they like got picked up for the full order, so they'll be back or.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I know they said they were coming back. So,
yeah, it was like a preview.
But it was great.
Well, he outside of that show, he also just nailed a deal with Netflix. So he has a stand-up special that's going to be coming out. He's filming it this fall in Washington D.C. The special will be produced by Marlon Wayans, Rick Alvarez, Steve Harris, and 3 Arts Michael Rotenberg. Wayans actually had a previous relationship with Netflix because he did something this summer called Naked, and it came out and was released in August. There was a lot of different reviews about that, and some liked it, some did not like it so much, but he's still doing his thing, and he's got this new deal. And there's a variety of different people who've got Netflix deals who were comedians: Chris Rock, Jerry Seinfeld, Dave Chappelle, Amy Schumer, Sarah Silverman, Tracy Morgan, Kevin James, all the way down to Ellen DeGeneres. So obviously,
a lot of comedy
that is
specials
a home for a lot of comedy specials. So kudos to him.
Yeah.
Shout out to Marlon.
Shout out to Marlon. He's doing his thing, and I'll be watching it because he's funny as hell.
Shout out to Netflix for continuing to spend that $6 billion.
Yeah, exactly, and people of color, because they know where to get those dollars too. They know what's going to bring in those dollars.
We got sick. Okay, here we go.
Well, and to just acknowledge Marlon Wayans, because I think like the Wayans have kind of been on a lull for years.
Yeah,
not so much Keenan though. Keenan was doing.
No, I don't feel like they get the credit they should.
No,
I
agree. And so it makes me happy, like just that
Yeah.
Marlon's having this year,
and it's like 800 of them. So.
Yeah, and they're just cool people and good people,
They
and have only had great experiences with anyway.
And they all support each other too as a family, so I like that too.
It's beautiful.
Yeah. All right, well, they're telling us we got a wrap. So, Courtney, where can we find you in those overalls?
I hope I can find me some chicken in these overalls, but
Not
because
chicken,
I do
though.
like the taste of food.
Not chicken.
Not yet.
Now I want
chicken. It's really
Popeyes.
sad because I've been very vegetarian. I've been so good. But
You're looking good though.
I
You're
need some
looking
chicken. I need
good.
some chicken. Like I need some chicken bad.
Looking good in them
Anyway.
overalls.
Thank you.
We need to go out to Genuine's in those jeans, but I know that might be too quick for you to find. Sorry. I just had a moment.
No lie though, because I wanted to be that chick that was lying. Whatever. This is
Oh, I know.
conversation.
I know exactly what.
But y'all can find me everywhere.
Anthony, if you can find Genuine's in those jeans, we want to go out to that song, Genuine in those jeans.
You
I
can
want
find me
soul food right
everywhere. Stop, Jesse. I can't eat none of that. Anyway, everywhere. I am on social medias at Stewart Starlet.
Jesse, where can we find you?
Everywhere DJ Jesse J.
And you're doing a comedy show.
Comedy show.
This Saturday.
Comedy
If you're in LA, go to my Instagram at DJ Jesse J. Hit that link button,
And it's at 10 o'clock at night, y'all.
It is.
And I'm
it's a
gonna be
late
there.
night.
I'm gonna be
It's a late
lit,
night
too.
special.
Get your lid on. All right, I'm
I'll
Derrial
be
Christon. You can
twisted.
find me on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook, and hopefully in somebody's jeans real soon.
Oh.
All right, have a good weekend.
Controversy on this week.
From executives Keven Undergaro, Derrial Christon, Tiana Hobson, and the entire BHL staff, we would like to thank you for supporting Black Hollywood Live, the first online broadcast network dedicated to African American entertainment. For questions and comments, contact us. info@blackhollywoodlive.com. Like us on Facebook, tweet us, or Instagram us at BHL Online. And I am the official voice of Black Hollywood Live, Scipio. Instagram me at KingXOBay. Thanks for tuning in.
Hollywood
Redefined.
The views expressed here are those of the host only and do not necessarily reflect the views of BHL or its owners or principals.